วัสดีค่ะ Welcome to Be My Guest and I'm your host สดชื่นลิมเกรียงไกร As we all are enjoying the Songkran Water Festival holiday. Today's episode will be looking at another activity held in the heart of Bangkok celebrating the festival. What is it like? Let's find out with our special guest today. In this episode, we are joined by a special guest, Assistant Professor Pirongrong Ramasood, Vice President for Social Outreach and Global Engagement of Chulalongkorn University. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะคุณ Tara.
Thank you for joining us today.
It's my pleasure.
First of all, let me ask you, is this the first time that Songkran Festival is being held in this venue?
Actually, this is the 6th year that we're doing it.
Oh,
We
okay.
started in 2012, and at the inception, it was a collaboration between Chulalongkorn University by the Office of Property Management with the Ministry of Culture. We'd like to provide an alternative space for Songkran celebration. And since we have this quite unusual space in the middle of downtown,
Yes.
Siam Square, very easily accessible by BTS and other forms of mass transit. And it's also an educational district as well as a commercial district that everybody knows. And most of the shops will be closed during Songkran Festival, so we think, why not?
I see. So it's actually a very great venue because it's very convenient for
Yes.
many people to come and enjoy
Exactly,
the festival
exactly,
as well.
yeah.
So how did it start? Can you explain a little bit more about that?
Like I said, we want to come up with a little of an alternative idea for Songkran celebration. When we started this, we received a lot of good advice from different people, and one of them was Kun Prapachon Saranon, who was also an alumnus from the Faculty of Architecture, and he's also a very well-known artist and creative. And he was coming up with this idea of Pakoma Songkran Festival, and I'm sure you know Songkran as many of us do.
Yes.
And Pakoma, sorry,
Yeah.
many of us know Pakoma, which is traditional loincloth.
Yes.
Very multi-purpose. You can use it for bedding wear, towel, as a storage cloth, as well as even baby hammock. And also very light and very easy to dry.
It's actually multi-purpose.
Yeah, very multi-purpose. So Kun Prapha came up with this idea that we should use Pakoma as a signature for Songkran at Siam Square.
I
By
see.
the fact that when we go to other places to celebrate Songkran, you see people with floral clothing
Shirts.
and shirts and dress and whatnot. But when you come to Songkran at Siam Square, people will accord attire which is made of Pakoma cloth, or they may just drape themselves with Pakoma instead.
I see.
Yeah.
So has it been implemented every year with Pakoma?
Yes, even
I
this
see.
year as well.
I see. So what is the concept? Can you explain about it? Other than Pakoma, how is the festival going to be celebrated?
Okay, I think two highlights. The highlights that has been ongoing since the first year that we initiated the event was we want to provide an area where people could feel safe and they could feel that they are really enjoying the traditional celebration. So as far as attire is concerned, they are highly encouraged to accord proper attire, meaning no spaghetti straps are allowed because it's not traditional, and revealing clothes will not be encouraged. If such attire is spotted at the entrance, maybe the guards will advise them to put the Pakoma on top, because we have Pakoma available for sale in all areas.
So you're asking for cooperation from the public to be more traditional this
more traditional,
year.
That's one. And the other one, this year we're celebrating by promoting the diversity of how Songkran is celebrated in different regions of the country, as well as by different ethnicities and ethnic minorities in the country as well. So there'll be a demonstration as to how maybe the water pouring ceremony is celebrated by these different ethnicities and different rites and rituals that are practiced.
I see. So are these going to be divided into different zones?
Yes, actually we have 4 different zones. Let me see my notes. The first zone, which is the main zone, is called Songkran Sanam Luang Festival. So basically, Sanam Luang, which used to be the main area where people celebrated Songkran in the past in Bangkok, will be simulated right here in front of Hard Rock Cafe, the parking lot in front of Hard Rock Cafe, and it will simulate Songkran traditions and rituals as practiced by the different ethnicities and different parts of the country around the world, around the country in their own unique way. And the second zone is called Talat Siam, and there'll be displays and shops of Pakoma products, as we mentioned earlier, and other local products. Could be OTOP products or signature products from different provinces, as well as local food and other local wisdom from different regions of the country, and that will be in Siam Square, Soi 3.
I see.
And in the third zone will be Lan Bun, or the Merit Arena, as we could call it. There'll be demonstrations of water pouring ceremonies of Buddha statues, and also by different ethnicity and different regions of the country, as well. There will be lined up of the different Buddha statues that represent your day of birth, so that people could pour water and feels that there could be cleanse and of the sins or any bad luck as well. And the last zone, which is very interesting, is a water splashing area, especially allocated for kids. And this area is will be in front of Milk Plus shop in Soi 7, right opposite from Central Point of Siam. So this area will be heavily guarded and heavily monitored. But it's still, not advisable for you to leave your kids alone.
Of course. Yeah. I see. And apart from that area, will there be security all over the area as well?
Oh yeah, definitely. Apart from all the 8 entrances where security guards will be checking in with the baggage and so on and so forth, and for metal objects, there will be at least 100 plainclothes police officials, surrounding the area.
I see. So you mentioned earlier that they will refrain you from wearing spaghetti straps or revealing clothes.
Right.
What about the powder that you normally see?
Oh no, that's not allowed either.
I see. What about water guns?
Water gun is okay so long as it's not high pressure. So we encourage using water bowls, pouring with water bowls, or using a water gun, but not high pressure one.
I see. So water bowls are okay.
It's okay.
Water guns with low pressure is
No
okay.
pressure, yes.
I
Definitely.
see. But no powder.
No powder. No powder.
I see. I see. So for 3 days, it will be held. I see. And so when you mentioned that there are different zones, are there any highlights?
The highlights will be at the 4 zones that I mentioned earlier: the Songkran Sanam Luang Festival, Talat Siam, Lan Bun, and the Kids Zone.
I see. And everyone is welcomed?
Everyone is welcome. Yeah, anybody at all. I mean, so long as you observe the rules that we mentioned.
I see. So now we'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll talk more about it.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome back to the second break. We are still with our special guest, Assistant Professor Pirong Ramasood, Vice President for Social Outreach and Global Engagement of Chulalongkorn University. So welcome back. So in our second break, let me ask you about the expectations of this year. What do you expect? How many visitors do you expect?
Okay, since we have been quite successful in the past 5 years, we expect to see the same degree of success. In the first year, in 2012, I think we saw about 200,000 visitors, which was a really good number for the first year.
That's already a large number, actually.
Yeah, for the first year. And continuing to last year, the record was at 600,000 last year. So for this year, we expect to see at least the same number as last year.
I see.
Although, I mean, as we know, I mean, a lot of people have returned to their hometown to be with their families and their elders. But I still think we still have a lot of remaining citizens, spreading around in parts of Bangkok, and also visitors from afar.
I see. And out of curiosity, like there's also other areas that also celebrate Songkran as well,
Right.
such as like Khao San Road or Silom Road,
Exactly.
which is well known for tourists and the locals as well. So how is Siam Square different from the other places?
Okay, like I said, this is Siam Square is the center point. I would say it's a center point of a lot of activities, especially for youngsters, for the youthful citizens of the country, as well as for visitors. So it's very easily accessible. You know, everybody knows how to get to Siam Square. It's on the map, and you can have almost like have a Pinterest, you know, on Siam Square on everybody's map, basically. And also we have this unique concept about providing a safe space. A safe space, if you like, safe as in security safe, as well as culturally safe, you know, for Songkran celebration.
I see. So that's the unique point of this place.
Right, exactly.
So mostly do you see foreigners joining the festival, or it's mostly locals?
Exactly. Actually, in the past year, we have received quite a good number of visitors from Europe, from other parts of the world, as in the U.S. or even as far as in Latin America.
I see. So it's people from everywhere around the world joining.
Exactly.
Sounds very fun. So apart from water splashing, is there any other, you know, shows or concerts available at the festival as well?
Yeah, actually in the past years, we have seen many concerts, and which was very well participated by the audience from, you know, local as well as foreign. We have seen Joey Boy, you know, we have seen Sam Cha, you know, so attracting different neat groups of the audience. But this year, because of the recent passing of His Majesty, we decided to tone down on this celebration a bit, this part of the celebration a bit. So we still maintain cultural activities and cultural performances. You'll be seeing Thai classical dance, as well as Thai classical music. Performed by Thai local musical instruments, and that will continue to be performed.
And are these shows provided from the university? Are the students involved, or where are they from?
The students will be involved. Actually, most of the performers will be from the department, from the Faculty of Fine Arts, and also from other faculty or clubs. You know, there are clubs that are formed by the students themselves, and where they practice this classical dance, and also the Thai classical music.
I see. So instead of like music and show, you'll see more of the cultural side instead.
Exactly.
I see. So that sounds very interesting and very different from other places as well.
Indeed. And these are really cultured members, because they are actually educated. You know, some of them have majors in Thai classical dance, and some of them has majors in Thai classical music. So they are really educated in culture.
I see. So it's lucky for the foreigners or visitors to actually see this type of performance.
Real authentic classical Thai dance and Thai classical music.
So talking about authentic stuff, what about Pa Khao Ma? Where did you receive these Pa Khao Ma from?
Oh, that's another authenticity that we are very proud to present. From the inception, like I said, Kun Prapat Chonsarano, who works for WorkPoint, has contacted suppliers of Pa Khao Ma, and these are not commercial suppliers, but they are July peasants who do hand weaving of the Pa Khao Ma themselves, and they sell them as OTOP products.
I see.
One tambon, one product. So we receive all these Pa Khao Ma from different regions of the country, and these are like the main suppliers and representatives of Pa Khao Ma suppliers.
I see. So it's from every part of the country.
Every part of the country.
And it will be available, right?
Yes, it will be available. So you will get to see, the visitor will get to see the different texture and the different style of Pa Khao Ma, and we may not know it, but if you come and see, you visit this festival, you will see that the style, the fabric, and the way that the Pak Khao Ma is woven in different regions of the country is actually very different.
I see. And it's available for purchase
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
it is. Yeah,
I
available
see.
for purchase, but you don't have to wear spaghetti straps to purchase it.
I see.
Yeah.
And so Pak Khao Ma has been in part of the festival from the beginning,
Oh
right?
yes, yes.
I see. So you've been supporting these suppliers
It is a
from the
local
very
wisdom,
beginning.
and like we said, it's a one tambon, one product kind of product. And it will be available not only as a loincloth that we see, but in different forms of products. You can get a Pak Khao Ma pouch, you know, you can get a Pak Khao Ma scarf or headband, you know.
So it would be good as souvenirs as well to take back home.
Yeah,
or
seriously, yes.
I see, that's great. So apart from that and apart from the cultural shows, and you mentioned that there is a site for kids as well, as people are a bit worried that they want to enjoy the festival but they have a child with them. So will there be any activities for kids available?
Yeah, well, first of all, the kids will enjoy the water splashing. They can even engage in a water fight, but not to the point that they're actually, you know, fighting, but a water fight in a specially allocated area.
I see.
And there will be other kind of cultural demonstrations in which the kids can participate in as well.
I see. So it's suitable
like
for all ages.
Yeah, arts and craft. Yeah.
I see. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, we'll now take a short break, and when we come back, we'll talk more about it.
Okay.
We are still with our special guest, Assistant Professor Pirongron Ramasood, Vice President for Social Outreach and Global Engagement of Chulalongkorn University. So let me continue asking you more about the festival. So when people think about Songkran, they would think about water. So they would think, okay, they have to carry water into the festival to enjoy.
Right.
Do they have to do that? Because it would be a little bit inconvenient to actually carry bottles of water. So is there water available inside the venue?
Yes, we have been very fortunate. We have received the support from the Waterworks Authority of Thailand, Kan Prapa. We have been provided with at least 70 barrels of free water. And we can also, the participants in the festival here at Songkran at Siam Square can also get free refills from the different hoses provided by the Waterworks Authority of Thailand.
I see, so they can just come in with their water guns?
Yeah, water guns, not high pressure one, and water bowls.
How convenient is that? So what about foreigners who want to enjoy the festival, and since it's more about tradition this time, if they want to know a little bit more about the history, is there anything inside the festival that could explain to them what Songkran really is?
Yes, exactly. We have information kiosks in different locations of Siam Square, as well as in the main road at the main exhibition, where the different traditions of Songkran will be exhibited and shown. But the main concept of Songkran as the New Year festival that Thais or Siamese have celebrated from the ancient past will be recorded and described to them. And also the significance of Songkran as to the fact that it's not just the water splashing to cool off, but people actually go to their elders or people who they respect to pay respect to these people and also ask for forgiveness.
I see.
Because during the cycle of the year, there will be times where, you know, you would offend or you would say things or do things that would make the other side, mostly your elders, not very happy. So this is the time for atonement, or the time to ask for forgiveness. And by pouring water, or we call in Thai dam hua, giving them some gifts as well as pouring water on their hand and asking for forgiveness. That's actually the main essence of Songkran, and that will be captured at the exhibition to explain to all the visitors.
So it's not about fun and games only,
No,
it's
not just
more
that,
about tradition as well.
Maybe we hope that people will come and see our exhibition, and maybe, you know, they become enlightened and go back home and ask forgiveness from their parents.
And that would be nice.
The bad things that they've done.
I see. Hopefully, I hope that they would, you know, feel that way as well.
Right.
So, in your opinion, modern day Songkran festival and traditional Songkran festival, do you think things have changed a lot?
I'm sorry?
Things have changed?
Oh, quite a bit. I would say, I mean, Songkran to the modern day kids would only mean splashing water to cool off. I mean, it's just a fun and game festival, like you said. But actually, the meaning of Songkran, as I spoke earlier, it's so much more than that. And, you know, it's a time for family to get together. I think it's equivalent to Christmas, you know, in the Christian way of life. And also this asking for forgiveness is actually is a very auspicious thing to do for a lot of people. It's like you end the year, because this is a new year, so you end the year by reminiscing on things that you've done, and anything that you feel sorry for, then you ask for forgiveness and you start anew with, you know, with the new year. So by pouring water first on the Buddha statue, and that's the main auspice already, right, in the beginning, and then you pour water on your elders or your respected persons, then you will cleanse away all the sins, all the bad things, and even all the bad luck that have maybe accumulated in the past year.
I think it also resembles the Thai society and the Thai people in a way that we value a lot of respect to our elders as well.
It's very Asian.
Yeah, it's a very Asian way.
Right.
And lastly, would you like to say anything to our viewers regarding Songkran Festival?
Okay, I'd like to invite everybody because this festival, Songkran at Siam Square, is open to everyone, and it will be, like we discussed earlier, it will be very safe in terms of security safe, because we have security guards as well as plainclothes police mingling among us.
So this will be all over the area,
yes,
right?
100 of them will be mingling among us, and it will be culturally safe in the fact that we tend to preserve the traditional way of how Songkran is practiced, and we'll have exhibition, cultural activities, as well as cultural performances and water splashing in a way that is safe for everyone.
I see. So in order to know more about the information about the festival, where can our viewers, find out more about it?
Okay, there is a Facebook fan page called Songkran Siam, and that's attached to the Chulalongkorn University Property Management Office. But we just search Songkran Siam, it will come up.
So it's not a website, but a Facebook fan page?
Yeah, Facebook fan page. Because we would like to invite more participation and engagement.
I see. So lastly, just out of curiosity, so apart from all these traditional, values and, entertainment that will be here, is it considered a toned down festival this year? Because of,
yes,
our recent,
Yes, very much so, because Chulalongkorn University is a public university, and we observe the mourning for the entire year. And also, although this part of Chulalongkorn University, which is a commercial area, is not, officially part of the educational space area, we still observe a certain code, mourning code, and which applies to this event in the way that we tone down the expression, the celebration, and we ask that all the participants accord proper attire, and not to maintain solemnity, but just to tone down their mood and tone a bit.
I see. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have, and it was an enjoyable talk as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. ขอบคุณค่ะ
Songkran Festival is a part of Thai tradition and culture, seeing it being celebrated in the heart of Bangkok with interesting activities makes it another place for people looking to celebrate this festival to come and visit. And that's the end of today's episode. Thank you for tuning in. See you again next time. สวัสดีค่ะ